All right, guys. Second stream in a day. This is very rare for me to do something like this, but I think the stream is required because the content that we were given, especially when it comes to the Stella, it is really confusing, and I even found myself really confused because I was like, when do I scrap this ship? And in my eyes, the way it was described is you scrap it, you get a different version of the ship, it's super stronger, blah blah blah. Well, it doesn't really work out that way. So, I was even getting initial questions about the rogue faction and kind of how you really get to this point. So, I covered that, I believe, in the previous stream. So, I'm just going to touch on it really quickly here. So, of course, you have to unlock the rogue faction. And you would have done that by doing those daily events that would give you some faction points that would up the store. And then every day you do the data to directives. You give up 34,000 data for 34 Eclipse Armada targets, directives. And then you go into the directives rep and credits and you buy this pack every single day. You see down there, it only costs loot that you get from shooting those hostiles in rogue space. And you kind of do that every day. And then, after you have so much, you go and run those armadas. What you get from those armadas, you go and buy the uncommon parts for the Stella. Then you can start to tier up the Stella because you do need those uncommon parts, that uncommon uranium from the rogue store. That is the only way you can level up the Stella. So just keep that in mind. It is kind of very convoluted. I'm actually going to be scrapping the Stella here to kind of show you guys how it works. But definitely want to show you guys the Stella that I have here. So I unfortunately brought it up to tier 3. So the general rule is you want to scrap it once you fully loaded it up on tier 1. Then you go to the scrapyard and you scrap it. And I want to give shouts out to Beyond the Stars, Talostastic, and Captain Tiberius K from my Discord. They were helping me out with this and really breaking it down about exactly what you're going to be doing. And Taylor said tier 1 will get you 140. And let me show you what he's talking about, because there's so many different things that have so many different names. It's better to show you guys a picture. Let's see. I believe the research, these things right here, Stella particles. So at tier 1, you get 140. At tier 2, which is what I'm at, you get 200. And as you can see, the first level of this research costs two. All right, come on, game, respond. Costs 200 Stella particles. And I currently already have the alpha particle. Use these when choosing between augment or mud research branches gained from researching anarchist weaponry and eclipse defenses. So at tier 2, you get 200 Stella particles, tier 3, 300, tier 4, 450. And so we had come to a consensus that it is a better deal to just go to tier 1, scrap, tier 1, scrap, because this is the research that's going to power up the Stella. As you can see, the Stella weaponry, bonus damage for the Stella versus Eclipse enemies, 4,000 points. We don't know what 4,000 points means. We just assume that it's going to do a lot better. Same thing with the Stella hull. Bonus HHP for the Stella. I would probably go for Stella hull over Stella weaponry just because defense is usually the way to go in this game. And of course, we have multiple more researches to go through. But in order to get those Stella particles, that's what you do. You scrap the Stella. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to show you here what my Stella does. So I'm going to hit this level 28. There's 35, I don't even know what those are called. Everything has a different name for it. 35 Eclipse security codes. And because I'm using my Stella, let's see. I got 148. So that is probably the biggest benefit of the Stella is you get so many more security codes or whatever they're called. So you get so many more. So it's a lot easier to be hunting lower level hostiles that you can hit versus those higher level hostiles in something like your Saladin. Because the repair costs are going to be incredibly low on this ship. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to base. Let's see. So 975 trit and 86 dilithium. I can live with that. Speed up this repair. Okay. Then I got to take it out of slot. And then I'm going to go over to my scrapyard. Oh, I'm in my shipyard, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So as you can see, I'm going to get the 200 Stella particles, the Stella hull scan titanium. Let me see. It says level 10. Let me see if I can do this. Swap. Upgrade that. Let me see if I can get a little more on that. Oh, there we go. So it doesn't need to be. Oh, that's interesting. So this is actually really cool to know. So it depends on the level of your Stella. So I didn't do any of the weapons on the third tier. I just leveled it up to 15, as you can see right there. And I'm already getting 300 Stella particles from that. So that's not horrible. Interesting. Okay, I was just thinking about that for a second. So I'm going to go ahead and scrap it and ask for help. So that will give you an idea of what you can do with scrapping the Stella. Is you'll want to tear it up, then level it up, and then you can scrap it. So you could do that with tier 1. You could tier it all the way up to tier 2 and just level it up. And you can use Latinum to pay for the ship experience, or just run the ship around and shoot hostiles and definitely get that bonus in the Stella particles. So that would definitely be very helpful and beneficial. But now I have to wait, about a day for the Stella to be totally recycled. And then I can go back into my researches and I can do my Stella hull. And as you can see, this doesn't require any uncommons or rares. I'm hoping that the Stella research that's specifically for the Stella doesn't require any uncommons or rares. And definitely we just kind of play it like this. But I'll definitely relay this back to the Discord chat that all you have to do is level it up. So hopefully this helps you with the Stella, tearing it up. Make sure you go in there and you pick up those daily packs every day so you can run those armadas, so you can buy those uncommon parts. That's really the key to the ship, is doing those daily activities. And I do hope at the end of this, Scopely has an idea of what they're going to be doing to compensate players for playing with the Stella and hitting hostiles in rogue space. But thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, and I'll talk to you later.